Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the absolutely fascinating world of digital forensics. We're going to demystify how investigators piece together all those digital clues by exploring a really powerful, and get this, completely free tool called Autopsy. But let's start with a question for you. Seriously, think about it for a second. What secrets does your digital life actually hold? From old passwords you've totally forgotten to photos you thought were long gone, our devices are just brimming with information. You see, every single thing you do, every click, every download, every single message you send, it all leaves behind a digital fingerprint. And that massive trail of data? That's exactly where modern investigations kick off. The whole science of finding and making sense of those fingerprints, well, that's digital forensics in a nutshell.
So, here's the game plan for today. We're going to meet our digital toolkit, Autopsy. Then I'll walk you through setting up your very first case in 5 simple steps. After that, we'll talk about some smart habits to get you started on the right foot. And we'll wrap up by talking about how to unlock the story hidden in the data.
So let's jump right in. It's time to meet your digital toolkit. We know all these digital clues are out there, but how in the world do you find them and make any sense of them? Well, for us today, the answer is this brilliant piece of software called Autopsy.
So what is it exactly? Simply put, Autopsy is a free, open-source digital forensics platform. It's basically the super user-friendly face for a really powerful set of tools called the Sleuth Kit. Its whole job is to make the super complex work of analyzing computer systems and recovering data way more accessible for, well, everyone.
And here's a great way to think about it. Imagine the Sleuth Kit is like all the professional gear, the digital magnifying glasses, the fingerprint brushes, all that high-tech stuff. Autopsy is the slick, organized toolkit that puts all those powerful instruments right at your fingertips. No need to be a command line wizard.
So why is Autopsy the perfect place to start? For really good reasons. First, its interface is just simple and intuitive, which is awesome for beginners. Second, it's open source, which means it costs you exactly $0. Third, it's incredibly versatile. It can handle a huge range of different file systems. And finally, it has a fantastic community behind it, so you're never totally on your own. It's really the perfect launchpad.
All right, enough of the theory. Let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through your very first digital investigation in 5 really simple, totally manageable steps. And here's the whole process at a glance. We start with installation, then create a new case, add a data source, analyze that data, and finally, report on what we found. See, it's a nice, clean, logical flow. Let's break it down. Okay, first things first, we have to build the foundation, and that means installation.
Getting set up is actually really straightforward. You just need to grab the latest version from the official Autopsy website, run the installer with admin rights, and just double-check that you have Java installed on your system. Autopsy needs it to run.
Okay, Autopsy is installed. You are ready for step 2, creating your case file. So, once you fire up the software, you'll just select Create New Case and pop in some basic info. The best way to think about this is you're creating a digital folder that's going to hold all of your evidence, your notes, and your findings. It keeps your whole investigation neat and tidy in one spot.
Perfect. With your case all set up, it's time for the really important part. Step 3, adding the actual evidence.
This is where you point Autopsy to the digital evidence you want to look at, like a disk image, which is just a perfect bit-for-bit copy of a hard drive or USB stick. Then comes the really cool part, configuring the ingest modules. Think of these as your own personal team of automated analysts. You can tell one to go hunt for all the image files, another to search for keywords like confidential, and a third to pull out GPS coordinates from photos, all while the data is still being loaded. And now for the part you've been waiting for, where all that prep work pays off. Step 4, the analysis. This is where you really get to put on your digital detective hat. Autopsy automatically sorts everything into these easy-to-explore categories, like web history and documents. And here's the really fun part. You can use its recovery tools to find and bring back deleted files. You might even piece together a conversation someone thought was gone forever. You can browse through it all like a normal folder, or use the timeline view to see exactly when key things happened. Uncovering the story is one thing, but you have to be able to present it clearly. And that brings us to our final step, step 5, reporting.
You know, a great investigation deserves a great report, and Autopsy makes this part so simple. You literally just click Generate Report, pick a format you like, HTML, PDF, whatever,
And then you can customize it to only include your most critical findings. It turns all that hard work into a clean, professional document just like that.
So now you've got the 5 basic steps down to run an investigation. But to really get you going, let's just quickly cover a few smart habits for anyone who's just starting out.
So you don't get overwhelmed, just keep 3 little tips in mind. First, start small. Don't try to analyze a giant hard drive on day 1. Practice with a small disk image to get the hang of it. Second, use all the amazing free resources out there. There are tons of online tutorials and forums, and the Autopsy community is super helpful. And third, practice, practice, practice. Just like any new skill, you get better by actually doing it.
Okay, let's bring this all home. After looking at the tool and the process, what's the big story here? What's the main takeaway from all this?
And this quote really says it all. The source material puts it perfectly. Autopsy's user-friendly design and comprehensive features make it an ideal starting point for beginners. It takes this incredibly complex field and makes it accessible, powerful, and honestly, even kind of fun to learn.
Look, we've shown you the tool, we've gone through the process, and you've seen the potential. We've basically just handed you the key. So the only question left to ask is this. Now that you have it, what stories are just waiting to be told in that vast ocean of data that surrounds every single one of us? Thanks for watching.